All right. Hello, my lovely Sagittariuses. How are you? How are you really? I pray that all is with you, magical beings. I pray that this tarot reading is also a big help to you in your healing journey. Okay? We're going to see what messages we have for you. Remember that this is a general reading for Sagittarius, okay? So it may resonate with you and it may not, okay? If it does, I hope that it's beneficial to you. And if it is not for you, that is absolutely okay. Alright. So what do we have for Sagittarius? I hope my background music isn't too loud for y'all. Okay. Alright. What do we have for Sagittarius? Sorry, y'all. I like to shuffle my cards really good. Alright. What we have for Sagittarius? I think that's good enough. Okay. We have the Seven of Swords, the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Devil in reverse, the Ace of Cups, and the Sun card in reverse. Let me see if I can need one more card. Okay. And we have the Temperance in reverse. Okay. So, actually Sagittarius, before the camera started rolling, I actually had like this energy come over me to where like, it's like trying to be happy, but it's kind of like the dark clouds of the past continue to visit, you know. I don't know if any of you relate to that, okay, but that is the energy that I picked up on, okay. Some of you could be trying to move forward, trying to live a healthier life or a better life, or to stay optimistic and positive, but it's kind of like, once again, like the dark clouds of the past, you know, they always come to visit us. I don't know if it's for reminders or if it's just haunting us, I don't know, but that's the vibe that I'm getting so far with you, Sagittarius, okay. And yeah, it's almost as if like you're trying to break this pattern of being pessimistic or thinking of the past disappointments and the past failures. It's like you're trying your hardest to here. Okay, and with this Page of Swords in reverse, a lot of you may feel like it's almost as if something may continue to visit you or bother you because you may not have fully understood a certain situation. And what I mean by that is, let's say for instance, if something very drastic happened in your life here, okay, or like a very, very big disappointment, or like a heartbreak or a failure, it's almost as if Sagittarius, it's like a lot of you may be trying to move forward here, but it's almost as if you still have the question in your mind as to why this had to happen, you know. And for a lot of you, especially if this is romantically, you may actually have an offer on the table here, or like a new beginning here. Leo pulled this same card, this Ace of Cups, okay? But a lot of you, it's almost as if you're not fully ready to embrace it just yet, because you may not have gotten the proper closure that you needed from like your last relationship or your last marriage, okay? But I'm saying here, Sagittarius, is that y'all are trying your hardest to move forward. You're trying your hardest to stay positive, stay strong, keep going. But it's like another half of you is like, I just want the truth. Like, I want to know why this had to happen in the past, you know? It's like I want to know why, you know. So we're gonna keep going here, okay? But I will say, Sagittarius, with this Temperance in reverse, okay, I've noticed that y'all pull that a lot in y'all's readings. Sorry, y'all, my kids are in the tub playing with each other. But this speaks of an excess, okay, an excess, okay? I don't know, Sagittarius, if you all are overindulging in like drugs or alcohol, but really what I'm seeing, Sagittarius, is that majority of you may be kind of like not so much as obsessing over the past trauma, but it's like you want to get to the bottom of it. It's like you want to get to like the nitty gritty of it. Like, okay, so this breakup happened. I want to know why. I want to understand this person's mentality. I want to understand their motives. I want to understand why it had to come to an end like this, you know. It's like your search for the truth is it's almost as if there's two different paths here, Sagittarius. It's either continue to search for the truth in the past or move forward towards this new beginning here, okay? But I'm seeing that for a lot of you, it's almost as if your attention is more on seeking the truth of the situation because you feel like you haven't fully learned everything that you wanted to from this situation. Almost as if you haven't gotten the proper closure, or it's just, I keep getting it just like unanswered questions, okay? And it's like it's almost as if you're kind of like in the energy of like a detective. Like, I'm not moving on to my next case until I fully close this one, you know? And until I found out, you know, who's behind this and why this happened, you know? So yeah, it's like your search for the truth, Sagittarius, of the past is kind of holding you back from this new beginning here, okay? A lot of you may have experienced, like if this is like job related, okay? A lot of you may have been let go of very abruptly, okay? Or maybe your job, the building shut down or something, okay? If we're speaking financially. And it's like you're wanting to move forward to like your next opportunity. You may have another opportunity on the table financially, but it's just like for some of you, I don't know, you could be in the process of like a lawsuit, okay? If you feel like you were mistreated, okay? Or if you feel like you were let go of for an unnecessary reason, it's like you're fighting for closure, you're fighting for the truth, okay? Or like basically fighting for your justice, okay? A lot of you may feel like you have like been done wrong and you just want to understand like, why did this have to happen? Or like, is there anything I can do to fix this? You know, it's just so many unanswered questions basically, and these unanswered questions are kind of holding you back here, you know. So we're gonna keep going, Sagittarius. Okay, yep. I don't know if y'all saw that or not while I was shuffling, but this is your Justice card, Sagittarius. A lot of you, like I said, it's like you're seeking justice. You may feel like you have been done wrong, and it's like you just want to know, like, what did I do to deserve this? Why did this happen? Why did I have to go through this? Why did I lose my job? You know, why did they break up with me? Or why did they divorce me? Why is this happening? Or why did this happen? You know? So we're going to keep going, Sagittarius. But I'm seeing it like you're trying your hardest to move forward. You're trying. It's like you know that there is better out there. Or for some of you, if it's like dating, it's like you know there's more fish in the sea. But it's just like you want to know why this fish in particular didn't bite the bait. Okay? It's like you just want to know, like, why did this not work out? You know? It's like you want to fully understand. And honestly, I felt y'all's energy last night. Really, it was my energy, but it somehow ended up tying into y'all's reading for today. But last night, I was really thinking to myself like the same thing. Like there's times when I try to move forward and carry on with my life, but I do sit and think to myself like, why did particular situations in my life have to happen? You know, like why did I have to endure certain things, you know? And then out of nowhere, I came across this post where it was like, one day you will tell your story to people, and it'll be their survival guide, you know. So Sagittarius, if you're asking these questions in the manner that you're frustrated, I see where you're coming from, and I honestly do the same thing. But honestly, what's been helping me is that I still ask those questions like, okay, why did this happen? You know, but I try not to ask the universe that question in a frustrated way, but instead I'm learning to ask that question in a very curious way, you know, like I genuinely want to know, like, okay, universe, like, what was the purpose behind me going through this? What did I need to learn from this? What did I need to see? What parts of me needed to be polished, you know? Or how can this situation help somebody else, you know? I prayed for understanding. I prayed for acceptance, you know? And praying for a better perspective on it, you know? Because it's like asking the same question but with a different attitude behind it, you know. The first way of asking is like, why did this happen, you know? But the second question is like, you know, like, why did this happen, you know? What was the purpose for this in my life? But it's all about, you know, rephrasing the way that we ask that question, Sagittarius, you know, because it's kind of like, imagine if we were like a child, you know, we're talking to our parent and we're just like, well, why can't I have my snack, you know? Instead of coming from that type of mentality and energy and attitude, it's just like, you know, mom or dad, like, you know, why didn't I get this snack? Like, did I do something wrong? Did I not clean my room right? You know? So yeah, it's nothing's wrong with the questions that's being asked here, Sagittarius, but a lot of times we don't really get the answers that we're looking for until we're asking it the right way, you know. And I'm a firm believer on, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, you know. Something I learned from my dad is that we all can have anything we want from God or from the universe, but we have to ask for it in the right way, you know. And another thing that I learned from Steve Harvey is that when we do ask for these things, we can't tell God how to bless us and, you know, when to bless us or what to bless us with, you know. So I fully understand where you're coming from, Sagittarius. You know, you have a lot of unanswered questions. You want to know, you know, and I fully support you. You know, I'm all about closure and understanding, you know. But just remember, Sagittarius, that you have an offer here on the table. Your new beginning is already here, but it's kind of being postponed because your mind is more on the past, you know, or not so much as fixing the past, but, you know, understanding it, you know. And I don't really think anything is wrong with that per se, you know. I think it's good that you're taking this time to ask questions, you know, but it's all about how you're asking it, Sagittarius. The universe don't want us having no whole attitude, you know, and it's really hard sometimes because we want to understand, especially things that anger us, like, well, why did this person leave me, or why did they divorce me, you know. It really leaves a scar on us, and we get frustrated because we just truly do not understand, you know. So I understand where you're coming from with this, Sagittarius. Don't feel like you're alone with these questions, okay? So we're gonna keep going, okay? Okay, what else do we have for Sagittarius? What else do we have for Sagittarius? Oh yeah, I see you trying to move forward, Sagittarius. There's just things that you still don't understand, things that you want closure on, things you want to know about, you know. And we have the Strength card in reverse here, okay? So yeah, like I said, you're trying to stay strong, you're trying to stay optimistic, you're trying to stay positive, but once again, this dark cloud of the past, it just keeps coming back, and you're just like, why is it still here? You know, why am I still feeling like this? Why am I not able to carry on with my life? You know, why can't I just get up and move on? And honestly, I used to ask myself the same thing, Sagittarius, until I realized, like, especially romantically, if we've been dealing with somebody for a certain amount of time, our time has been invested, our love has been invested. For a lot of us, our bodies have been invested, our hearts, you know. So when tragic things happen, like an abrupt ending, especially when we didn't get closure, you know, it's really hard to move on. It's really hard to move forward, you know, because that pain is still there. That anger is still there. Those unanswered questions, they're still there. We can try to move on, but these scars are internally, and sadly, we can't walk away from them, you know. And I've tried that numerous times myself, but yeah, it doesn't work like that, Sagittarius. And I think you're realizing that now, you know. I think you're realizing that. Just like Aquarius, you know. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. But I would just say how you feel, Sagittarius, is absolutely normal, okay? The questions that you have is normal. But I would just say try your hardest to not be angry at God, not be angry with the universe, you know? And that's really hard, you know? But just know that everything happens for a reason. You have the right to feel how you feel, you know? And I see there's answers that you need, you know, and answers that you want. And you will receive those answers, Sagittarius, but you have to ask in the right way, you know? So, I'm going to try not to go over 30 minutes with y'all's video, okay? We're going to check out a likely outcome of this situation here, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and close out y'all's videos. I'm cutting the videos short now so that I can get more done and so it can upload quickly. If you guys are wanting an extended reading or your own personal reading, be sure to message me. I'll put my information in the description box. And yeah, you just message me and I upload your video privately to my YouTube channel. And after I receive your money, I'll send you the link to it, and only you will have access to it, okay? So we're gonna check out a likely outcome. Okay? Likely outcome of the situation for Sagittarius. Okay, this card tried to come out, okay? This is a Two of Pentacles, okay? So it's all about balance here, okay? You have to take a balanced approach with your questions, you know? It's not what you say, it's how you say it, Sagittarius. Okay, so we got the Tower card. And we also have the King of Cups in reverse, okay? So, Sagittarius, this to me speaks of basically like trying your hardest to like not so much as like not snap, but it's like for a lot of you, I'm just really getting like this frustrated anger, you know, or this frustrated energy, you know, of still being angry, you know. But honestly, Sagittarius, the answers that you're looking for, they could be right underneath your nose, but your emotions, your anger, and your frustration might be blinding you from actually seeing the answers in front of you, okay? Something that I've learned is that all the answers that we look for, they are inside of us, okay? So Sagittarius, if you are kind of like in the victim mentality, which we all fall into it, like, why did this person do me like this? Why did this happen? if you can take your mind off of that person and put it onto yourself and ask yourself, like, how did I end up letting this happen? Or like, were there any red flags that I overlooked? Or did I invest too much in my time? Or did I, like if this is a job and you got fired abruptly, if you can look at yourself instead of your boss, like, okay, was I doing my job properly? Was I coming in on time? Was I taking it serious? If you can find a way to kind of take the energy off of the things and people outside of you and instead put it inside yourself, this will really help you to gain back control of this situation, okay? Because I feel like a lot of you, yes, you feel like you were done wrong, but when we feel like we've been done wrong and we constantly put our energy on that person, like, why did they do this? Why did that happen? We take the attention off of ourselves and what we can do to make sure it does not happen again, or either we end up taking our attention off of, okay, so how could I have prevented this from happening in the first place, But if it was just something completely out of your control, Sagittarius, like the death of a loved one, which I went through myself, those things, they just happen, and yeah, those things, they just happen, and I'm still honestly processing that type of trauma myself. I went through a big spell of being angry with the universe, I'm like, at all the people in the universe that you could have took, like, why my grandmother? But we just have to trust and know that everything happens for a reason and that we're not alone, I lost my grandmother, but there's millions of other people who's lost theirs as well, and as long as we understand that we're not alone and that things could be worse, and also as long as we remember that we're not the only ones going through this. So those people who've also went through it, maybe they need encouragement or maybe they need enlightenment, and because we went through the same thing, we can be that light for them, So it's all about how you transform this situation, Sagittarius, But yeah, Sagittarius, it's just all about how you look at the situation, And I'm learning that myself, It's all about how we view things. Because life is going to happen, We're going to go through disappointments, failures, loss. And nothing's wrong with that. That's just a part of nature, But it's all about how we view it. It's all about what we do with those situations when they pop up, It's either we can sit and dwell and be in a negative energy, and put on the victim mentality, or we can take that situation and remember that there's millions of other people going through that same thing and learn how to empower them through the process, So it's all about what you do with this situation, Sagittarius, okay? You can be the inspiration and the encouragement and the light and comfort to other people going through the same thing as you, okay? So yeah, that's all that I have for you, Sagittarius. I pray that this reading was a big help to you and your situation and through your healing process. And I also hope that it encouraged you to be the light in someone else's life, okay? So yeah, because who knows? There could be somebody who in your life needs your encouragement because maybe they went through the same thing you went through, and maybe they're looking for light. And because you went through the same thing as them, that gives you an opportunity to be that light for them, okay? So yeah, I'll let you go, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Until next time,